The only podcast that deals with everything. No cognitive dissonance allowed. You are now tuned in and tapped in with the Multiple Streams of Info podcast.
This next segue though is serious. You know what I'm saying? It's a 5-minute video. I'm gonna mute my mic. We're gonna watch this 5-minute video. This is the segment where I like to call "Is it left or is it right?" All right. So we're gonna watch these videos. It's the same situation, two different sides, and let's just have a conversation. I don't know what happened because I wasn't there. And I'm just gonna watch these videos. Let's get it.
Listen, I don't know where you at right now, but if you anywhere in Kentucky, Louisville, you need to be in these motherfucking streets. If you at a job, if you doing anything other than you a black man, and you talking about justice, if you at a motherfucking job, if you doing anything, walk off your motherfucking job. Walk outside in these streets with the people, man. A black woman was killed, and she ain't get nothing that look like justice. I don't give a fuck about this system or nothing. Shut this whole shit down. They need to miss us. They need to understand what it is that we bring to the table, man. Black woman was killed and murdered, and they told us ain't nothing happened to her. And if you okay with that, then fuck you. But if you ain't, you need to be outside with us. If you from Kentucky, you in Kentucky, you need to be outside with these people that's demanding real justice. Outside right now. Bring your ass. If you can get here, then get your ass here. Get your ass here. Tired of being quiet, tired of being silent, and tired of hoping they give us justice, they ain't gonna give us nothing. If we don't take it, they ain't gonna give us nothing. They gotta understand what it is that we are, man. We saying we on code is bring your ass outside right now. That's what on code is. Bring your ass outside right now. Wherever you are. If you can get to Kentucky, then bring your ass here. This is ground zero. This is where we're gonna win our liberty or we're gonna lose it. There's nowhere else. Sitting home chilling, if you're in your house chilling and you mad, shit ain't gonna help. Bring your ass outside and get in these streets with us. We gotta demand and fight for our respect. We gotta demand and fight for justice. They ain't gonna give us shit. They are not gonna give us shit. This shit is not for the faint at heart, it ain't for the weak. So just being hurt at home, cool, I like that. But bring your ass out here. The more of us out here, it ain't no more business as usual. It ain't no more business, this is where the front line shit stop. Ain't no more business as usual. They made out, this is chess. They made their move as I move now. As I move now. You say no justice, no peace, well it's time for the new peace. Trying to bring your ass out here and show us no peace. Stand out here with us. They issued a 9 o'clock warrant, I'm not going home. They issued a 9 o'clock curfew, I'm not going home. If you out here, then you need to be out here with us on these front lines. You need to be out here with us on the front lines. We need you to be out here. We need everybody out here. We don't need to miss nobody. Everybody.
All right, everybody. Hello. Time to have one of those little chats because it seems that the Black Lives Matter narrative is getting more and more ridiculous every single day. And here we have a stunning case, Breonna Taylor, where actually every single piece of information that was provided us through the media was an absolute lie. Just an absolute lie. But actually nothing that they told us about this case was true. If you have been following this case from the beginning, we have been told that Breonna was an EMT, who was living life the right way. The police officers showed up accidentally to the wrong door and shot her while she was asleep. All of it, a lie. Not even one part of it's true. Not one piece of that was true. First and foremost, Breonna Taylor was not an EMT. She had been in the past, but she had to step away from being an EMT because a car that she had rented all the way back in 2016 was involved in a homicide that was being investigated. A homicide which involved her boyfriend, the one that was a drug dealer, her ex-boyfriend at the time that she has been killed, Joe Marcus Glover. This is all about a very intricate drug ring that the police officers had been following for years in this town that Breonna Taylor was unfortunately at the center of. Now, I'm going to say a sentence that nobody is going to care about because the media, when you tell the truth, always ignores this sentence. Breonna Taylor did not deserve to die. It's common sense. She was mixed up with the wrong people. It's unfortunate that she's dead. You know, this is one of those instances when you're growing up and your parents tell you not to hang out with the wrong people because you can end up in the wrong circumstances and you can get yourself into trouble. This is something that we learn when we're children, when you become a teenager, when your parents are trying to guide you, make sure you don't hang out with the wrong people or fall into the wrong crowd, as we like to say. But for whatever reason, this is no longer being held as a norm for Black America. It doesn't matter if we're hanging in the wrong crowd. It doesn't matter if we're actively helping our boyfriends move drugs, which is what Breonna Taylor was actually doing, okay? This is the truth. You can head and you can read all of the police investigative reports. It doesn't matter if the police had an actual...
Is it left or is it right? Same situation, two different responses. What the F is going on? How can I make a decision on who's right or who's wrong? Do I need to make a decision or should I be emotionally charged? I need some feedback on this shit, bro. This is kind of heavy to me.
If we're talking about right versus wrong, then you don't need to interject yourself within this absolutely at all. Just for the simple fact that no one has an undisputed claim to the actual facts that transpired on that day. No one does. So I say that to say, if I can just present you with a sort of level of pseudo facts, meaning I could just give you some general vague ideas of what might have transpired, and you interject your personal feelings within that, you insane. You insane. Because this is a...
Explain that, because somebody wanted us to get into there is no right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong. Well, right or wrong is based on perception and is based on the individual, correct? Correct? Because your level of your level of right or wrong is based on what you are willing to do and what you're not willing to do. My level of right or wrong could be completely different.
Right.
Completely and totally different.
Right.
So if we're talking about right or wrong, this points right back into what I said before we got to this segment, which is group think, collective think. How in the fuck is everybody supposed to act and think a certain type of way? You are supposed to be the I, right? The individual that you claim to be. So you're the individual when it comes to you getting money and when it comes to you wanting to do what you want. But when it comes to you seeing something that everybody else saw and you deriving from that, what everybody else derives from that, you act based on how everybody else acts. Does that make sense?
I mean, but what if there's two different ways to act?
There's more than two different fucking ways to act. How is somebody else supposed to tell you how to fucking act?
It's out here.
Ain't that part of being an adult though?
I mean, but people make their whole platforms in convincing people on how to act righteously or the things that you're doing is wrong. If you don't know about real estate, you're wrong. If you don't know,
and those people are puppet masters.
Wrong.
Those people are puppet masters because they generate their likes and their subscribers based on speaking fantastically to an ego that gravitates towards those things that they like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But what happens when it comes to actual factual things for you to do and practicality and steps for you to go, for you to get to that point for that person that you follow? Do you ever get to that point to that person that you follow? Do you ever get to a point where you are in a place where they are able to manipulate the masses? Because you don't never get there if you're following them.
Mm-hmm.
You never get there if you're following them. So again, if you're following somebody, are you thinking for yourself or is somebody else thinking for you, aka puppet master or the puppet?
Right.
Right? So does somebody else have the right to tell you what's right or wrong?
So basically what you're saying, for right or wrong, good or bad, whoever's in this particular situation, whether it's Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice, don't want to forget nobody, Philando Castile. The list goes on and on and on.
You can name whoever you want to.
But
all the hashtags. All the
hashtags. My point is, all the hashtags are on this level. You're saying that there's another level of puppet master, like, oh, they already got their hashtags already planned out. All of the names is picked out. All of the scenarios is picked out. That shit is on Google Calendar today. So are we hip to, as a society, are we hip to false flags and drills and live drills? Do we know the difference?
Are we hip to the Hegelian dialect? Because that's what's been going on for the past, right? Problem generates a feeling, and then they come in and swoop in with the solution for you, right? We've seen it since the beginning of time, all the way back to, I don't know, Emmett Till. We can go all the way back to Emmett Till.
Right.
Now, Emmett Till, wasn't his transgression the same date that Breonna Taylor verdict came on?
Yeah, September 23rd.
But I digress. What I'm saying is that this is...
So, hold on.
Go ahead.
This is deep. So you saying Emmett Till and can't think of the boy name right now with the hood.
Trayvon Martin.
Same puppet master, same script, just a different time.
Same shit, different toilet.
I'm just sitting there thinking about that shit. Like, damn, that deserves some investigation. Because I wouldn't.
It deserves some investigation, but you're gonna have to go inside for that. You can't Google that. Just ask yourself, how many times have you been able to turn on the boob tube, and for them to generate a certain type of feeling from you based on what they know you have a traumatic connection to, a psychological traumatic connection to, right? Because all of us are systematically going to be programmed into thinking back to slavery, back to black versus white, back to, whoa, they keep doing us wrong, back to this whole victimhood mentality, correct?
Facts.
So if we're going to keep doing this over and over and over again, and we're just going to keep marching on schedule, are they going to stop? Why would they stop? If the only thing we're going to do is march, if the only thing we're going to do is get mad and fight with each other.
Wow.
Like that's the only thing we're going to do.
Hold on. Emmett Till, it just now hit me. I ain't trying to be facetious or like ironic or nothing, but Emmett Till sparked the civil rights movement. Trayvon Martin sparked the Black Lives Matter movement.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh.
Like, it doesn't stop. The only way it stops is when you stop giving it your energy.
Oh, shit,
the attention. Oh.
So is this why
right?
they tell us
your
about
currency,
Martin Luther King when we go into the school?
Yes, your currency is your attention.
Do those rituals your whole life?
Yes, your currency is your attention, bro. So if you watching CNN all day, guess what? They already got your currency. They already got what you're worth because you paid attention to that all fucking day. Group think. Everybody watching that shit to see what's going wrong so we can point out what's going wrong. Like, I need to see a duck in the street just to say, that's a duck.
So, with all this being said, help me out. Why am I led to talk about this type of stuff, knowing that whether it matter or don't matter, why are we even talking about it? Is there a significance in us talking about it, or are we just wasting time and just fodder, or just kind of like, or my thing is that we are the press. There is no people press. There is no conversations outside of the liberal media telling you that Trump is bad, and there is no black people for the most. I mean, like, it's always like either you a Republican or you a Democrat, either you in the in crowd or the out crowd. But I feel like us as people, we need to be journalists. So
objective.
Yeah.
Objective journalist with critical thinking, not a thought that was circumvented into your mind for you.